I really love this new song, Paris, by the Chainsmokers. So I'm going to teach you a more difficult way of playing it, the way that they play it on the album, and then a third, easier way of playing the song. So if you're having trouble with bar chords, you can play it without playing any bar chords, which is really nice. So this is how I play it if I'm trying to make it a little more complicated and kind of cool sounding for the acoustic guitar. Alright, now what are these chords? I'm just doing extra little hammer-ons and things, but really the basic chords and what they play on the album are G to B minor to A sus4 to F sharp minor 7th sharp 5, which isn't nearly as hard to play as it sounds or looks. Okay, so the way that they play it on the album is a G chord, and it sounds more like the album if you put, so you play 3rd fret, E string, mute the A string, open D string, open G string, and 3rd fret B string. I don't play the high E at all, okay? Though you could put that down with your pinky if you wanted it to, but it doesn't really sound like the record. So just like this, G chord. So that's those 4 strings. Then to a B minor bar chord. And don't worry if you can't play bar chords, I'm going to show you an easier way to not play the bar chord in a second. But B minor bar chord, this is the way they do it on the album. And you're going to play the middle 4 strings, And then you're going to come over here and you're going to play an A sus4 chord, but you're going to play a high A on top. So in order to do that, you're going to play open A and then bar at the 2nd fret from the D string to the high E string, okay? So you're playing then open A, 2nd fret, D string, 2nd fret, G string, 3rd fret at the B string, and 5th fret here at the E string. Okay, and you play all 5 of those notes, so just not the low E. Now, don't worry, I'm going to show you an easier way to play this in a second, but that's if you want it to really sound like the chord voicings they're doing on the album, you should play it like that, because you want that high E on A on top. Okay, so then the last chord is this F sharp minor 7th sharp 5. So you're going to play low E at the 2nd fret. Okay, then you're going to play just with your thumb, and that mutes the low A string. So E string, 2nd fret, muted A string, and then come over here and bar at the 2nd fret the D string and the G string, and then put your ring finger down at the 3rd fret at the B string. So it's hand around a little bit to get the right coordination. Just sound like that, okay? If you wanted to, you don't have to play it with the thumb and the bar. You could also just come over here and play it with the low E right here, with your index finger, muted A string, and then the 2nd fret D string, 2nd fret G string, 3rd fret B string. And you're just going to play those 4 notes. Okay, so that's the entire chord progression that just goes over and over and over and over the entire song, okay? All the way through. One more time. G, B minor, A sus4, the high A on top, F sharp minor 7th sharp 5. That's it. It just repeats and repeats and repeats and repeats and repeats the entire song, including the intro and outro and everything. Okay, now here's a much easier way to play the harder chords in this chord progression. So you play the G, because that's easy, right? And then you're going to go to a B minor 6 chord, which sounds basically the same but it's much easier because you don't have to play the bar chord. So you're going to play B minor 6, so G, B minor 6, and how you play that is the 2nd fret at the A string, the open D string, 2nd fret at the G string, 3rd fret at the B string, and play those 4 notes. You can play the high E if you want, but I usually wouldn't. Just the 4 middle notes sound good. And then go to the A sus4, and instead of playing it like this, without more of a stretch and bar chord, you can just play a regular A sus4 without the high A. So just A, 2nd fret D string, 2nd fret G string, 3rd fret B string, and just play that. And then there's nothing you can really do to get around the F sharp minor chord. So you're just gonna have to learn that. So all the way through, the easier way, G, B minor 6, A sus4, F sharp minor 7. Alright, and that's it, just repeats like that. Alright, and if you want to make it even more difficult, but sounding really cool, you can actually do these little hammer-ons, and like hammer on to the 3rd fret at the beginning, so go. And then hammer on to the 2nd fret, so 3rd fret at the E string, hammer on to the 2nd fret at the G string, so go. And then the B minor chord, you can hammer on to the 2nd fret at the A string. So, or those two. And then you can go to the A sus4 and go like this. Alright. Yep, so just do that. Just hammering on to the 3rd fret of the B string, and then same pattern here with the F sharp minor 7th. So all the way through. So if you wanted to make it more complicated, you could do that. Okay, for the lead guitar part, you're gonna go like this. That's the first part that it does after the first chorus. And all that is the little triads here. And all that is just the 9th fret at the G string, 10th fret at the B string, and you go. So down, up, and then you put your ring finger at the 11th fret at the G string, and hit that with the B string still held down in the same spot. And then take it off and play that same part you started on again. And then at the end, I think it's of the 2nd chorus, it goes like this. It does almost the same thing, but just one other little spot. It goes. So that's just that same thing you did there, and instead it goes then afterwards to 7th fret at the G string and 10th fret at the B string. So. And it does that kind of in the choruses. Hope you'll check out my cover as well.